Welcome to Module 1.1 Lesson Planning. We're going to pause here and notice that we are in Module 1, Lesson Planning and Space Design. Several of your learning modules will include 2 submodules, but you will find a similar format for all of your modules. And you can see this on the left-hand side. Module 1.1, Lesson Planning, and each module will have read and watch materials as well as your complete items. The items that are in the complete sections of the module are also listed in the assessments module. Another way to identify assessments and due dates is to search the name of the assignment or to also go into the course schedule tool through D2L or your course schedule document that is posted in the Getting Started module. So lots of access to identify the materials that you need to review. When you enter into each of the modules, there will be a consistent pattern of information. The title, the module introduction, please take time to read this information. The module overview video, that's what you're watching. Your learning objectives specific to that module, as well as your to-do. Those are your read-watch materials as well as your complete items or your what we call your assessments. So let's dive into Module 1.1, Lesson Planning. The intentional lesson planning cycle involves observation, assessment, lesson planning, and lesson implementation. This module will provide you with the information in order to complete those dynamics. Developmentally appropriate practice, or DAP, is an approach to teaching grounded in research on how young children develop and learn, and in what is known about effective early education. Teachers need to keep in mind for children's learning and development and be intentional in how we're helping children achieve these goals. The core of developmentally appropriate practice lies in the intentionality. As teachers make their decisions, we need to focus on the following areas: knowing about the child development and learning, knowing what is individually appropriate, and knowing what is culturally appropriate. Please consider the following when you're developing your lesson plans this semester. The Module 1 overview, again, is what you're watching, and this information, as well as the videos, will continue to be posted and available to students throughout the semester. The learning objectives for Module 1.1 include the following: identify certain developmental domain characteristics unique to infants and toddlers, prepare play materials lists that promote holistic development in infants and toddlers, and plan exploratory activities for infants and toddlers. Your to-do items include: make sure that you go back to the Getting Started module and complete all of the Week 1 assignments. There is nothing to submit for those assignments. It is a checklist to support your organization and success throughout the semester. You're going to read and complete all of the read-watch materials. And then you are going to review, complete, and submit your complete items. Those are your assessments. And they include the following: your introduction discussion board, initial post, and responses to your classmates. There are 2 due dates for all discussion boards throughout the semester. Those due dates are Tuesday and Thursday. And I encourage you to review the course schedule so that you can see the pattern of those expectations. The other thing that is required to be completed for this module is your read aloud critique. The assessment supplement for each assignment will be supportive for your understanding of the requirements. Divergent question review and 121 review and check-in are +1 opportunities. If you haven't already read about +1 opportunities, that information is located in the Getting Started module. Just a reminder that when you're looking for readings, videos, assessments, you have several options. You can find them on your course schedule and then use the search topic. You can go to the course schedule. Those will list the assessments that are due. or you can go into the module complete, and that will list the items for you. Okay, so let's dive into the read watch for module 1.1. The first document listed is your lesson plan, self-eval, and written rubric blank document. This is the document you will use to write your lesson plans. You will write a lesson plan for each of the developmental domains throughout the semester. The written lesson plan rubric, which is included on the first document, but for references also here. You also have your lesson plan implementation rubric. After you complete the implementation of your lesson plans, and they will be recorded to be submitted and evaluated, this implementation rubric will be used. The Delaware Early Learning Foundations for Infants and Toddlers is the document that you will reference to create your standards for your lesson plans. And the Delaware Tech Child Development Skill Inventory for Infants and Toddlers is where one or two of your objectives will derive. Supporting documents for this module include the following: Education Department Lesson Plan Guidelines, the Lesson Plan Development and Implementation Reminders. These are reminders that have been cataloged over several semesters, things that would be helpful as you're doing your first and/or second lesson plan to review. These are the common reminders that instructors give students in this course. Your APA citation guide for the library, as all of your resources for lesson plannings must be APA cited. There is a toddler cognitive lesson plan example and an infant cognitive lesson plan example. These are to be referenced and not repeated or copied. The Virtual Lab School is a resource that we will use throughout the semester and may be helpful specifically within the videos to provide activity and lesson ideas. The Delaware Early Foundation's Infant and Toddler Family Activities is a fun activity guide and certainly may be a springboard or an idea generator for your lesson plans. Of course, they align with the DELFs that are needed to write your standards. Recycled items and objective development. This is a previous activity that was done in our course and allows you to think about low cost or no cost items that you can use to develop your lesson plans. There's language exploration, divergent question, and transition worksheets. This will get you thinking at a critical level about how you will implement each of these components. You have the divergent question guidelines, the stages of play, how to ask appropriate questions, and lesson plan design presentation. So those are all of your read and watch components. And for this module, they are all written documents that you'll be reading. You can see the numeral 10, so you know there's 10 things to review. Consider your time management. Some of these documents will be a little bit longer than others, and some are merely meant to be a reference as you begin your planning. The complete items, those are your assignments. The discussion board assessment supplement is posted. This is so that students have a clear understanding of the discussion board expectations. And then you have your first introductions discussion board. This will be an opportunity to introduce yourself to your classmates and begin this engagement process. Please remember that there is an initial post due date and a due date for your responses to your classmates. For this discussion board, you are going to answer the following 5 questions in the text box. Your classmates will respond, and your instructor will typically be involved in discussion boards as well. You have your divergent question review. This is due on September 8th. There are 6 things to do, 6 to-do components, that are included here. If you choose to complete and submit this document to your course instructor, of course he or she will provide you feedback. You can see that this is a +1 opportunity. So while it is listed as an assessment, this is a 0 point value, +1 opportunity. But again, a little bit of time will support your success and understanding of course concepts and be an opportunity to also communicate with your instructor. The read aloud critique is due on September 10th, and you're going to read the read aloud information, and the documents that are included, and then you're going to complete this assignment. Your focus here is on toddlers. The final item here is the course review and check-in. Again, this is a +1 opportunity. This will help you navigate D2L, specifically our course page and other aspects of our course. We hope that this was a helpful overview of Module 1.1. There will be a module overview for each of your modules if you find this a supportive step to take. If you have any questions, you are encouraged to contact your classmates or your course instructor.